What's up? I'm Brian here doing another video for you guys, and this time we're taking a look at the Transformers Studio Series Dark of the Moon Optimus Prime. So essentially you have the Optimus Prime that came out for the first movie version of Optimus Prime, so the second release in Studio Series, but he comes with a trailer and he comes with a different abdomen section than that original Optimus Prime. There is essentially no reason for you to get that version of Optimus Prime unless you just want one to be a stand-in for your first movie line collection in Studio Series. Otherwise, this is essentially that same figure. In fact, I think it's better than that first figure because you got silver paint in the windows, which some people might like the clear, although I think the clear plastic would reveal too much interior in the alt mode, as well as in the robot mode, because I think the windows show a couple of things that are going on inside. I think that this is better because it hides away a lot of those little quirks, and I think the gold is done a lot better here. So this version of Optimus Prime also comes with the trailer. This trailer apparently can also attach onto, I believe, the Studio Series number 5 Optimus Prime, which is the Revenge of the Fallen. That's the first version of the Studio Series Optimus Prime, and you're probably confused by now. But anyways, let's go ahead and take a look at the Optimus Prime itself. But I'm going to start off with saying that you get a lot of clearance for the trailer, so that's pretty good. And it just attaches on this little hitch. It's not a 5mm post, so only certain Optimus Primes will be able to use that. Taking a look at the Optimus Prime itself, it looks pretty nice. You do have some obvious robot bits. I mean, you got the feet right there, you got part of the legs, you got some of the mechanical detailing on the bottom here, but it looks a lot better than the Studio Series number 5 Revenge of the Fallen Optimus Prime. You do also have a couple of tab things going on right here, and you could plug the original gun onto that. You could also plug them here, and this version of Optimus Prime does also come with that gun, so you are not missing out on anything. Again, the only difference is the abdomen section, mold-wise, which you even get in the Studio Series Jetfire, because you need that for the combination. And I think I'll take a look at that combination in the Jetfire review, or I'll do a separate video on that. Either way, we're not going to take a look at it here. Anyways, the truck mode looks pretty decent. I do kind of like it. It also feels a little small. It feels more like maybe the deluxe class version of Optimus Prime. Definitely smaller than that original Voyager Dark of the Moon Optimus Prime, but, you know, with the scale and everything, you know, I don't necessarily mind. And I also want to make a point. With the recent Studio Series and Siege and Earthrise figures, the Leader class figures feel like Voyager classes with extra stuff. This is literally a Voyager class figure with extra stuff. But I gotta say, since Grimlock, this is the most Leader class feeling toy that we've gotten because it's all appropriate. It's all necessary. Because with this, you get the actual Jetwing for Optimus Prime without it being some big gimmicky toy. And then you've also got the ring section with a lot of weaponry. So I feel like it totally makes up for it. I do like the red flames on the side. I kind of like the gold, except you can see the stopping point where they stop painting this or applying the tampo. And also, on one side, the gold is a little duller. I don't mind it on this side as much as this side, because this side you could definitely see the stopping point, but it doesn't look too bad. I like the blue flames on top. You know, that's iconic to that movie-esque Optimus Prime. And I think this looks pretty decent. You can see some of the tabs for the combination mode. But I think for the truck, yeah, it's pretty good. Taking a look at the trailer itself, it is very flawed. I kind of like some of the things, and I kind of don't like some of the things. First of all, the stripe on the sides. There should be some blue applications to this. The gray is really not working for me. Also, I wish there was a mechanic so that the tires could slide down, but otherwise, I guess it's fine. It's more so for the trailer mode, so I guess it makes sense. You can see that the guns are very obviously there. You can see that the ring is obviously there. Most of that I don't necessarily mind. It's mostly how everything fits in is my problem. It's really tricky to plug everything into this because this entire top section is part of the Jetwing, and then the Jetwing itself, you have to try and fit it in. Meanwhile, the Jetwing, if I take these guns off from the bottom, the Jetwing has to fit inside the shield. I don't think this was designed well, because I could tell that the shield can fit through here easily, but through this way, it has to struggle and it has to push through, and you can see all this expanding. Yeah, it can't close up. Yeah, it's supposed to tab into place, but it won't. Also, his gun just sits there because there's no other place to put it other than the Optimus Prime. But why would you plug that on the Optimus Prime when this trailer's whole thing is to store all the weapons? So you would think they would have a place to put that. And they kinda do, but it's not an appropriate place, and it's pushing against the wings. Now, there's probably a better way to do that, but I haven't found a better way. All I've got is this, and it's just not doing a good job. So, I guess the trailer does its job enough, but it shouldn't. It should do its job, and that's that. So, kind of problematic. Not the best design, but it's there, and I guess it's okay. You can also open this up, but it doesn't really reveal much. You can't really store anything. Maybe you can store the gun inside here, but I don't think there's enough room. It's just how it is. Also, this piece doesn't want to stay in, and some of the tabs don't want to lock in. It's not the best design, but I guess it's okay for what it is. It attaches to Optimus Prime. That's all you really need. So let's take a look at the transformation for the Optimus Prime itself. The first thing I like to do is pop these out, like so, and get those out of the way. Next thing I like to do is pop these out. And the transformation I find is not as fun as the SS5. The SS5 I actually have quite a bit of joy with, but this one, there's just certain things you have to get out of the way. Anyways, pop this out. Make sure that the barrels can slip out of the way, like so. And open this up like that. And this transformation I kind of have to struggle with, so if I have problems, you'll know why. Anyways, open this up. This is on a double joint technically, so the barrel flips down, and then I move that. And then I flip this out of the way, and this out of the way, just to make sure that things are out of the way. You gotta kind of do that with this version of Optimus Prime. Anyways, pop this out. Or maybe it's better to open this up. Yeah, open that up. Try to pop these out from in here. And try to slip them past these side panels. So that you can open them up like that. Don't try and force things. Just kind of work with it. And open that up. And then next what I like to do is take this and move that up. Take the head. Flip that around. And then now that I have it like this, I'll open that up from the bottom just like so. And then fold that up like that. Rotate this around like so. And there we have most of Optimus Prime done. Had to lift up the camera to make sure that you can actually see what's going on. So with this, you want to flip that down. And close up the windows like so. They will tab into place. Like that. Swing this up. And from the back here, you got these little panels. And you kind of have to bring them in at the same time. And those will just hold in place like so. Bring down these shoulder guard pieces. And here's where things get a little confusing. So bring this up and around like so. Make sure that this joint is up like that. And then bring this around, and there's a little tab, a little gap that will connect like so. Repeat the same thing to the other side. Make sure that arm is out of the way so you can flip this in. Flip that in. And close that up. Like so. Take this back piece and flip them down like so. Just want to make sure that the barrels are flat. There we go. Alright, moving right along to the arms. You're going to pop them out from the sides here. and bring them down. There's a little tab that it would connect onto. Then, how are you supposed to do this? Okay, bring this down and then out like that. Bring out the hand, flip it around, and collapse it into place. I'll try to show that better on here. So untab it from the side here, bring that out. It's on a double joint right here. Then bring that out and rotate it like so. Bring out the hand and rotate it around on the arm like that and collapse it like so. Now you got most of the upper body done. Let's go ahead and take a look at the lower section. Of course, separate that. These wheels will flip up into place like so. These wheels will flip up into place like so. And then this entire leg section will pop out and rotate inside and bring out the feet. So you can see this blue section that goes like that. You're going to pop this out. This entire section will rotate from inside the leg. And you move the foot forward. And there you got that. Flip down the knees to whatever you like. I will bring up the camera just a little bit more so that we can see more of that transformation. So there's a couple of gaps right here, a couple of tabs right here. Plug that in like so. Take these, flip them around to the other side like that. Couple of holes, couple of tabs. Want to push that into place. And usually I'll take my fingers and hold it from here while I'm tabbing that in. Just so that I don't worry about breaking any of the joints. You want to make sure that's lined up perfectly. And then you take these and rotate them around. And there you have the Optimus Prime in his robot mode. And I really do like the look of this robot mode. It looks thicker, it looks better than the original Revenge of the Fallen. I think it's because the windows look more closer in and not as wide. What also helps is, I guess they got the proportions much better on this toy. I mean, look at the backpack. That looks more like what it should look like rather than the barrels that were just straight down. I will say, though, these little wheel wells on the side here, that's a little distracting. And the fact that this doesn't close up, yeah, that's kind of distracting. But there's a reason for that one. I totally understand why. But, yeah, I definitely do like this. I like the coloring on him. I like the fact that he's got the abdomen piece, which, if you got the Revenge of the Fallen Jetfire, you can take this, open it up, and pop that out. It is painted, so it's probably going to be really thick on the tab, so you're probably going to struggle with that the first couple of times. But otherwise, you know, it shouldn't be too hard. And I do have the original Revenge of the Fallen version, or SS5, of Optimus Prime. So again, some of the things I like more on this. I think they have the same head sculpt. I could be entirely wrong on that. I think that these might be the same, although I'm noticing some differences between them. I don't know. They look pretty similar. I think the panel is the same, but I'm not entirely too sure. The legs at the bottom here seem to be the same. They're just painted differently. No, they wouldn't be, because this one doesn't have the tab. The tab. The feet at the bottom, yep, those are the same. I'm pretty sure of that. I'm sure the knees are the same. So you do have some similar things going on here. But, yeah, I definitely do like this. I like posing this guy a lot. I think he's much slimmer, too. Despite the chunkiness going this way, from the side profile, you can see that this Optimus Prime is a lot thicker. But, yeah. So, I understand why some people might still like this one. I still like this one. This one's much better, though. But, yeah, I don't mind that Revenge of the Fallen Optimus. And I also want to bring up that you can try and add the swords, although these arm panels might get in the way. Let's see. Oh, no, they don't. Oh, wait. I got them. So it is possible to plug them in. It's not the easiest, but you can do that. Anyways, now that we've taken a look at the Optimus Prime itself, you know what? Actually, I forgot articulation. So ball joint in the head. Goes pretty far, so that's nice. Arms out and in, and that shoulder pad moves individually. Arms forward to back, rotation below, elbow bend, wrist rotates. leg, hip, blah, 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 rotation. Although this wheel will get in the way, so you have to move that out. Like so. This one will as well if you move that back far enough, or if you use the waist articulation, which it also has. And it's going to hit those grill sections, so you might want to just move the tires, depending on what you do. Knee articulation, it's pretty decent, and foot goes side to side and forward and back. So, very nice. Anyways, that's pretty much it. Let's go ahead and get to the trailer. So let's zoom out, and let's pop out the little guns from the bottom. There's a lot of disassembly with this. And what I like to do is open up the back like so. Bring this section around like that. And get these tabs to lock into there. And that will form the base of the trailer. Open this up a little bit. And then this will pop out. And sometimes the shield likes to pop out too with it. Although normally not the sword. So that's kind of weird. I'll show that in a second. Well, it just detaches from the side, so I won't do anything with that. In fact, I think I had that the wrong way. Yeah, it's supposed to tab that way, but whatever. Anyways, the shield is supposed to plug there, and you just take that off. You got the axe right there. You take that off too, like so. And of course, I had the gun right there. There's a couple of pegs that these will detach from. You can see that the other side already detached. You bring this up like that. Take this back section, it will click into place. There we go, like so. Of course, that tab section came off. And then this will just open up like that. You bring these around, there's a couple of tabbing sections all around this. And you collapse that in like so. Like so. And there you have the trailer combination. Or whatever, ring thing, whatever. Don't know what I'm saying, it's been a long day. There's the trailer assembly, fully completed. Of course, we gotta attach all the weapon components, but before we do anything with that, I want to show the transformation on this just quickly. So you pop that out from the tabs, or the gaps here, open that up, you bring this up, and you fold this down, like so. That will close into place, bring this up, and then there's these little wing bits that will fold up, and there you go. Unfortunately, there's no place for the wing setup to be placed. I'm pretty sure you can do some fan-made thing. You can even bring out the wings like that and just have it like that, but there's no official way to do that. So he's got a whole bunch of accessories, which we'll take a look at. I forgot that there's a little certain tab that this will plug into. There's also a certain tab that this will plug into, and I believe, yeah, it's right there and right there. You could swap it from either sides if you want. But let's show Optimus Prime with all his weapons. So the first one we have is this little sword. It's painted over with orange. Would be nice if it was transparent plastic, but that just plugs in like so. You can have that either way if you want. That's pretty nice. You could also bring down the arm if you want, but that looks kind of dumb. So you got that. You also have this axe, which unfortunately you can't really bring it all the way through without hitting this panel, but at least it's there. Should have been painted. Don't know why it's not, but at least you got one. You also have the same gun that comes with the Voyager class version of this Optimus Prime figure. It doesn't have the black on the barrel, but I don't think you're missing out on much. And it looks pretty decent. There's also a little gap right here, so you can plug that onto the bottom of Optimus Prime if you want something different. There's also a little tab that you can use to store the gun if you want. So that's something. We're going to take that off. And let's see, what else? You also have the shield, which should have plugged onto the side, but unfortunately doesn't. And I guess you can use that with the Sentinel Prime, but I'm not sure how well that's going to work. But at least it's there, so I'm not going to complain too much about it. You can bring down the arm and have it like that if you want. But it just looks kind of weird. Still though, at least it's there. And of course, all this combines onto the trailer itself. So you got this little tab section here, and you got the appropriate, or this gap, and you got the appropriate tab to line that up, and that just goes right in there like so. you have the shield, and I think there's a similar, almost shaped tab section like that, and it will plug onto the 5mm post, and then that will plug over that other tab. So, it goes opposite from that. You have the sword that has that weird gap that plugs onto the ring itself. Does it go that way? Yeah, it goes that way. And optionally, you could plug it onto the other side, but I'm going to use the 5mm post and plug the gun onto there. And then what do you do at the bottom? Well, he's got a couple of bigger guns, and you can plug that in like so. Trying to get the other one. And there you have the ring set up with all the weapons, but that's not all. I'm going to take these off, and we're going to show them with the wing setup. So, you got to prepare Optimus Prime for this. You got to pop out... Come on. You got to pop out this section, bring these barrels around, like so, and rotate them up. Then flatten this entirely. And then take this. There's a couple of gaps right there that will tab into. And then a couple of, they're almost like hooks. And I don't know why my camera keeps going blurry. A couple of hooks right here that will go into here. And you gotta try and line this up. If you want, sometimes it's easier to pop off this entire thing. So that you got a little bit of room to wiggle around. But that will slide into there. Oh, and one more thing. There's a couple of tabs right here that will go into these little gaps right there. And if you got the original Voyager Optimus Prime that's got this mold, you could do the exact same thing with this. Anyways, you gotta line up those hooks, then try to tab in those panels with the barrels. And then oh, I forgot to bring these out. Then you gotta tab those back into place, like so. There's Optimus Prime with his jet wing, like so. And of course, he's a little back heavy. It's not too bad, though. And then you take the guns, and you plug them in like so. I guess you can swap them around, but you got this little bit of plastic that gets in the way of the arm, so it's just easier to plug them in this way. And there you have Jetwing Optimus Prime. But there's even more. You could take this, and you could try and bring in the feet just a little bit. And you could try and just put everything away. So it's all set up. You can move it around like this. You can have it on display like this so it's not taking up so much room. You can even bring in the wings if you want. There you go. That's the entire setup of the Dark of the Moon Optimus Prime. Very nice. Plus, one more thing that I want to mention. If you open up the chest, you can use this hinge to bring up the head because it won't go up too far with the ball joint itself. Close up the chest and you can have it like that if you want. Very cool setup. I wish that the trailer and the wingsuit itself was painted, but otherwise, this is a very cool setup for Optimus Prime. You get a lot out of it and it all feels appropriate. I feel that for the leader class price, again, like I said, it's a Voyager with extra stuff, and I haven't liked that with the recent leader class figures. But as far as this is concerned, it's all appropriate. It feels like it's worth it. You're getting a lot. I think that this is a good value. I think that this is a good Optimus Prime. So with that, I thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, share, subscribe to all those fun doodads, and I will